So what you're going to do is you're going to draw out your design for what you're going to make your clay pot into. There are a couple of rules. First one, namely, being that your clay is already in a cylinder shape, so you need to start from a round sort of object. So if you were, if you have an idea in your head, that's fine. We'll get clay. You can add on to this. You can carve out of this. I mean, you don't really want to carve through it, so you kind of have to be careful with that. But there's a number of things that you can still do with it. So say you wanted to make a cow. You could add on some eyes and a nose and maybe some horns and some ears, and you have a cow. Okay, so the hole can be in the bottom, or the hole can be on the top. Maybe you want to just draw lots of designs on the sides. Okay, that would be fine too. The important thing is that whatever you make, you have to keep the hole there so that the air is not enclosed inside of your clay pot. You know, like we were talking last time, we don't want to make a taco bomb. So, whatever you want to make, you can add on to that to make your pieces. You can make it into things. A lot of people make animals. They have a lot of turtles. So on the bottom, they add feet, they add a head, and then draw some designs on the shell. You could do a cat or a dog, similar sort of way, just adding parts and pieces onto what you have. The big thing that you need to be careful about, actually before I go into that, you can add a second shape on top of it. If you wanted to, I had someone make a snowman. So they made a second pinch pot, poked a hole through it before we attached it so that there was a way for the air to get in and out. Then they made their snowman. Okay, no problems. Okay, the thing that you have to be careful about is when you add pieces like this that are long and skinny and stick out from your clay, with it being fragile, the longer or skinnier they are, the more likely they are to get broken off. So if you were making a panda, and, whoops, his eyes look kind of weird. Whatever, I'm trying to draw fast. And you give him these really long, skinny arms and legs that really stick far out from his body.
Looks like an alien.
Yeah, it does kind of look like an alien. Okay, because these are sticking out so far, if you set him down just a little bit crooked, you'll break off his leg. So what you can do instead to get around that is just wrap the arms and legs around the side of the body. Okay, that keeps them closer to the body, a little bit more contained, and then less likely to be broken off later. So, I have some examples for you in the display case, but then too, my Frankenweenie that I did, I added on the ears. I carved away kind of where I wanted his head to be at, and his legs. When I added his tail, instead of sticking it straight out, I wrapped it around the sides so I didn't have to worry about that piece getting broken off. Okay? Then I was able to, paint him and decorate him the rest of the way that he needed to be. Same thing with my alligator. Okay? I added on the part that has his head on it, and the teeth, and, I was able to make some contours and stuff for the rest of his face, added on the scales, but I curved the tail around his back so that it wasn't sticking out from it. Less likely for it to get beat up or broken off. You can do something simple. Okay, I have a Yoshi egg. If you want to do a soccer ball, a baseball, a basketball, softball, you can do that too. All you have to do is just draw it out first. And, like I said, just put the opening on the bottom. Okay, any questions about doing that?
How would I do like a mushroom?
Okay, the Mario mushroom, I had The person last year that did that made a pinch pot where it opened up. Then they made another pinch pot where it opened down. And they just made it a little bit bigger. And they sat one on top of the other. So then when it sat, it looked like the mushroom guy. Golden?
What's the carving tools?
I'll show you the carving tools when we get them out, but you'll be able to carve a little bit. Because your clay has walls, you know, like they're thick, the thickness that's there, you can carve away part of that without breaking your pot or breaking into it. Any other questions? Those are good questions. Okay, so the rest of the time is yours. Go ahead and work on those drawings, and then